to Summit Medical Group, and congratulations on your new position. We are happy to have you as part of our team. This tutorial is an introduction to our Centricity Group Management software. The demo will get you familiar with the application screens and how to navigate. During this recording, you will hear me refer to Group Management as both Group Management and GM. Both refer to the same application. This presentation is given by the Accounts Receivable Department. I'll be referring to them as AR. This department maintains the GM software, provides the training, and established the AR Help Desk, which supports the practices. While they offer several other support functions too, in short, they take care of your billing needs so you can focus on providing excellent patient care. There is always a lot to learn during the first days, weeks, and months of a new job, but this overview will help with the understanding of this software and its purpose. Don't be concerned that you need to remember everything. We'll introduce the terminology, navigation, best practices, and areas you can go for support. Feel free to take notes. The Group Management application is vital to Summit Medical Group. This is the place where all patient demographic information originates. Demographics include address, contact and billing information, and insurance along with other identifying information. This data is transferred to insurance companies for billing processes and populates another application that holds patient medical records. As you can see, the information you enter into the application is vital to Summit Medical. What is entered into this application affects how the insurance companies are billed and how our physicians get paid. You are important in this process. So let's get started. The objective of this video is to ensure all users have a general knowledge of the GM application and are consistent in its use. The agenda includes Applications Overview, Navigation with a live demo, and where to find support. By the end of this video, there should be a foundational understanding in how the patient data originates and the importance of these fields. This is the home page, and we'll review just high-level navigation during this training. We have the navigation menu at the very top. This menu bar stays in this location no matter where we are in the application. We have the PM icon, Patient Manager, which contains all the demographics information on existing patients, meaning address, insurance, phone number. This is the area we'll be exploring during the live demo. Quick Links is a drop-down menu bar, and it also stays in place during application navigation. You'll see this contains some of the most popular links on the home page view. Then we see Patient Management, Financial Management, and System Management in the main screen area. While we won't be diving into the links in those categories, we'll be reviewing their use. Before we get started, there is one thing I want to bring to your attention: the Help Manual. Please remember the Help Manual as a learning resource for this application. It provides very good tips and tricks on entering data in certain fields. The Help option on the Quick Links is the complete manual to the application. We'll look at this during the live demo. The Help option on each page view is related to that page. You'll see in this example that each Help topic aligns with a represented field. Account number and date of birth are just a few of the fields referenced here. We'll look at this more in depth in the live demo as well. Keep in mind that all text input into the application fields must be in uppercase. It is an insurance company requirement and helps with our internal reporting. If you accidentally enter text in lowercase, don't worry, it can be edited. And the GM application must be utilized in Internet Explorer. If you're opening from the home page link identified previously, it will open in that browser automatically. So again, no worries there. Welcome back to our live presentation. To access the application, begin at the Pulse Internet page or on any page that provides the toolbar at the top. On the toolbar, click Favorites. Hover the mouse over Summit provided links, then position the mouse over Summit Group Management and click the title. We are now at the Centricity Group Management homepage. From here, we're going to click the login icon of the navigation bar. We're going to follow the prompts to enter our unique username and password. Upon each login, there will be a notice indicating the date and time of the user's last login. Simply press Enter to continue. Now, you will be required to enter your password twice. That is because you are entering the password once to access the location and the second time to access the actual software. Once the login is complete, the user is taken to a Wi-Fi page view. Again, this is not the page from which we'll navigate. It's primarily the entry and exit page. To exit, simply click on the icon for this page and click number 9 for Exit Group Management. Now, only you should be using your username and password. Our profession interacts with confidential patient data. If another user has access to your password, you could be held accountable for actions taken by them. We often have shared computers in the office, so it's essential you log out when you are not present. Passwords should never be shared. Let's go to the top navigation menu and click on Home. We now have the live view of the PowerPoint slide we saw earlier. We have the top navigation bar that stays in this location throughout all screens. The logon icon is self-explanatory. The Home icon, which is our current page. The Patient Manager link contains all identifying patient information, which we've also been referring to as demographics. This will be the main portion of our demo. The Wi-Fi icon is the page from which we entered and can also use to exit. The back button is self-explanatory. There are times, however, that this button does not respond. If you receive an error when clicking this button, simply use the back key on your keyboard instead. The refresh button offers a quick way to update data. The application updates the data regularly, but this button will update it immediately. The quick link bar also stays in this location through all navigation screens. You'll see that the links in the drop-down are the same as several in the main body of the home page. This enables the user to quickly locate popular links. And then we have the Help menu. Remember, this is location of the entire manual. Let's take a look at that now. There is the Contents tab, Index, Search, and Favorites. The Contents tab is grouped by work assignment. The Index tab is alphabetical. The Search tab is for keyword search. For this example, I'll search on the word appointment. I received several options. Locate the one I want and click on the link. As you can see, the manual offers both written and visual guides to this subject. If this is the topic you would want to save, you can then click Favorites and it remembers the last search. I click on Add and have the article handy for future reference. You are encouraged to remember the Help menu and Accounts Receivables tutorials when you have application questions. Back at the home page, we have 3 application categories and 2 informational categories we'll look at next. Patient Management. This category would be better titled Appointment Management because the links are all about the appointments, either scheduling them, confirming them, or reviewing the physician's daily or weekly schedule. Those physicians that will be answering phones at the office or working in the front office would be utilizing this category. Financial Management. This category is all about the money. It is primarily used by the Accounts Receivable Department except for those collecting payments at the site. They will use the Payments and Adjustments link. System Management. This category is all about reports. It is primarily used by AR. However, if you print an internal report in this system, the Printer Management's link is where the report will be located. Our Group category. All links under this category will take the user to the same page, whether it's Summit Medical Group, EDI, or insurance websites. I'll click on the Summit Medical Group link now. Internet. This link is to our public-facing internet site. I recommend going to the site at least once a month to stay informed on our company's focus. This is the page that our patients can read, so it's good practice to be up to date on our company business. EDI is our financial connectivity to payers. It stands for Electronic Data Interchange. If part of your role includes insurance payments or adjustments, you will have additional training on this activity and will need a separate username and password for this application. Insurance websites. This page links back to the AR website and will prove invaluable for those employees who will be working with patient appointments and confirming insurance coverage. And that is the extent of this R group category. We also have the Internet category. It's self-explanatory, and since it's not vital to this business process, I'll skip the review. Now, not everyone will see these same options, and I want you to keep that in mind. Access to links are based on the job duties assigned to the employee's position. So if a coworker has access to other links, this is because they may have different permissions. We'll now click the Patient Manager icon. This is the category in which we'll spend the rest of our live demo. It's the best place to get familiar with the fields, navigation, and search functionality. The information contained here is all about managing the patient. It contains the address, insurance, phone number, all of their demographics. Let's first conduct an overview of the page fields. If we've talked to the patient recently, we can click the drop-down arrow beside the patient field and see the names of the last 5 patients assisted. That's a nice shortcut. Last name and first name are self-explanatory. One thing to note about these fields is that a search cannot be conducted on first name only. Search is the button clicked after data is entered. Clear will clear the current fields of any data entered. Cancel will take the user back to the home page in most cases. Help is the help guide specific to this page. The account number is also referred to as the MRN, Medical Record Number. This is internal to our company only, and if you are assisting a coworker, this will likely be the way you are identifying the patient. Date of birth and social security number are also self-explanatory. No dashes or forward slashes need to be entered. Claim ID and policy ID are insurance related. Other ID is occasionally used by some practices to identify the patient's home office. Under additional searches, we recommend that the selections are kept in their default state. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is act like a patient has called on the phone to ask about their account or make an update. We'll use Patient Manager to search existing patient information. There are 3 fields that we search, and best practice states that it should be in this order: Social Security number, name, and date of birth. This will always be best practice: Social Security number, name, and date of birth. The social is the most unique identifier, and then we can input first and last name and or date of birth. Not all fields have to be searched at the same time. Any one of these 3 fields will return results, except for the first name only. However, we want to ensure we have correct results. For example, if we search on just the first and last name and get no results, we may create a new record when in fact the patient may have gotten married and changed their name. This type of error disconnects all of their past records, including their medical history. So how you work in the application is very important. Let's conduct a search now. As best practice, I'm going to begin with the social. We can either input the full 9-digit numbers, dashes are not required, or simply the last 4 digits. Of course, you'll get a wider range if using just the last 4 digits. So I'm going to enter 111 as the last 4 digits. Once we click on Search, a list of possible matches will appear. There may be several, or the search criteria is so exact that it brings up the targeted patient. In this case, I've entered all ones in the social. Now I have several returns. Remember when we talked about the other ID field? Here is a good example to quickly locate a patient based on that field. Now, at either the top of the page or the bottom of the page is a button to view more or to go to previous. I can also cancel, which takes me back to the original home page. In this case, I want to narrow my search with more patient criteria. So I'm clicking the button at the top titled Change Search. This will take me back to the search page and keeps all existing data, allowing me to add more. This time I will also add the first and last name. And there we have it, a more exact search that brought up my patient's record, baby test. Once we click on the patient's name, we are taken into the Patient Manager demographics. We are still in the Patient Manager category, and we are at the Demographics section, as can be determined by the bolded word. There are three fundamental tabs in this area, and it will help us review the foundation of a patient's account. A high-level overview of each. The Account tab. This is the area that contains the information on the person responsible for paying the bill. This is also referred to as the guarantor. They are guaranteeing that payment will be made. The Patient tab is all about the patient, their age, sex, marital status, and where they're employed, again, among others. The Insurance tab displays the current insurance policy, and it is the area where an employee will add new, or expire old, insurance sets. Transactions are anything to do with the money portion, charges, payments, adjustments. While your job responsibilities may not have you interacting with the insurance transactions, this is a good page to explain some fields and demonstrate search techniques. The date of service. The gray box by the fields indicates a search function. We can click on the box and see calendar options to search dates. The arrows will guide the user to the previous or future month. However, this is a good time to show the Help menu for this screen. The Help menu link is visible on all pages. If there is a question about the type of data allowed in a field, simply click the Help menu and the contents are detailed to the page in which you are on. This corresponds to the PowerPoint slide we saw earlier. You can see the Help menu aligns to the screen fields. So for this example, I'm going to click on Date of Service. This particular help item demonstrates shortcut formats for the date field. For instance, if a patient needs to be seen in 1 year for their follow-up, you'd simply input /1Y. This resource is important to remember on how to input correct characters and/or learn shortcuts for the GM fields. We also have several AR tutorials that I'll show after the live demo. There are some fields that are checked or unchecked. These are called filters. A general rule of thumb is to leave the default filters. They represent the most common searches. So let me show you an exception to keeping the fields as default and how applying minor changes would be helpful. We'll use the example that the mother has called on a past charge. Keeping all the defaults, I'm going to click on the search button. As you can see, there are no results, but I anticipate that there should be. I'm going to click on Change Search. This time, I'm going to change the default fields, charge status, and sort by. If I click All in Charge Status, I will see both opened and closed charges that the patient has incurred. Additionally, I'm going to click on the Sort By field and change it to Descending. I want to see the list with the most recent charges first. This would be helpful if we've had a long-term patient with a large number of records. Let's click Search again. Now we have results. As mentioned previously, we can hover over several of these fields to read additional tooltips. We also have some active hyperlinks that when clicked will drill down into additional information. Now, the additional transaction filter options are very specific to accounts receivable, so we'll leave those in their default state. While handling charges may not be applicable to your responsibilities, you at least have an idea of how filters can alter search results. Let's move on to the third link under the Patient Manager category, Appointments. This will display all appointments scheduled, whether past or present. This is a good reference if a patient calls and forgets the date and time of a pending appointment. You'll see that there are also categories to track appointment status of whether a patient did not show for an appointment, canceled, bumped, or rescheduled. There are additional links on this page, the same ones that we found on the home page under the Patient Management category. Remember the one we said would be better titled as Appointment Management? If it's discovered that the patient does not have a pending appointment, simply click the correct link to schedule. And again, some of these fields are active hyperlinks where you could click and drill down for more information. The last link offered within Patient Manager is Comments. There are 5 tabs across the top and the default view of Show All. Each of these tabs are already displayed on the page. Another important reason to know where coded notes are located is often these notes will pop up on the screen as soon as a patient's record is open. So that ends our live demo. We've spent a majority of our time in the Patient Manager category. This has helped us understand how a patient's records are established, the significance, and how to navigate the application. With this, you should have an awareness of how patient information originates and the importance of the fields. We'll now log out by clicking on the Wi-Fi icon and clicking number 9, Exit Group Management. Our next and last step will be to locate and review the Accounts Receivable web page where the users can find support along with policies and procedures. Once again, we begin at Summit's Intranet homepage. On the top menu bar, hover over Summit Strategic Solutions. A submenu pops up and you'll click the second link, Accounts Receivable. The first website function I'll show is the Search function. On the top right of the page is a search text box. This field can be used when unsure of where to navigate, but want to find a key word. In this example, I'll use the word insurance. You will only see results to locations in which you have permissions. The results aren't always guaranteed, but can be a good place to start. As a new employee, you'll notice we use a lot of acronyms in the company, like using the term GM for group management. On the left-hand menu, we offer a glossary that gives insights on terms you may find in the medical field as well as within Summit. Simply click the plus sign by the keyword category. Also, on the left-hand menu, we have the learning tutorials referred to previously. These are step-by-step graphical images and descriptions of the screens we've reviewed in this lesson. On the footer of the home page, you'll see contact links for the web administrators in the event a link is broken or you cannot find information, and contact information for the AR Help support team. Take some time to explore these links to increase your understanding of our processes. You have now finished the Group Management Application Overview. This will provide a foundation for your new job responsibilities. Remember, you are important to Summit Medical Group. Welcome aboard.